Hi guys, it's me again, and today I thought I'd do a bit of a different video for you because if you watch my videos, you will know that I talk about the low FODMAP diet quite a lot and how it's been beneficial to me and just some tips on how to embark on the low FODMAP journey. But today I thought that I would share with you a video that is all about why you shouldn't embark on that low FODMAP journey, why the low FODMAP diet might not be good for you. Number one, the low FODMAP diet is incredibly restrictive at first and really should be only used as a last resort when you've sort of gone through everything else and, you know, as I said, it's a last resort. Also, what I would say about the whole restrictive thing is if you are someone who has like a tendency to be restrictive, if you've been restrictive in your life so far, I talk about this from personal experience in a way because I had an eating disorder and I was a very restrictive person at one point in my life. And if you are still sort of in that sort of phase where you are quite restrictive in other aspects of your life, then maybe think twice about doing the low FODMAP diet because, you know, if you like to be restrictive and it's not good for you, then don't try and do something else that's restrictive because although the low FODMAP diet might be something that helps you in one way, it might make you worse in another way, if that makes sense. I hope it does. And most importantly, because it's so restrictive, you're cutting out loads of different foods that have tons of nutrients and tons of goodness in them. So you need to be very sure that this is the right diet for you because, you know, you don't want to miss out on all these things and become deficient in things and stuff like that. So yeah, be careful. Number two, you definitely shouldn't start the low FODMAP diet if you think it's some sort of healthy eating thing, like a fad, because it's not. It's certainly not that. And there was so much of that with gluten-free at one point where people sort of thought that eating gluten-free was healthy. If you still think that, it's not. It's definitely not. It's for a certain reason. And yeah, and the low FODMAP diet is exactly the same. And I must say that this point I have thought about quite a lot because someone messaged me the other day asking why, when they were on the low FODMAP diet, why they haven't been losing weight. And there is nothing, the low FODMAP diet is not something to do with weight loss. There is no, there's no link, there's nothing to do, that's not the reason that you go on the low FODMAP diet. So if you are one of these people who thinks that because it's got diet in the name or because you've heard lots of people talking about it, or you know someone who is super, super skinny because they're on, and you think it's because they're on the low FODMAP, it's not. The low FODMAP diet is not some sort of healthy eating thing. There is a very specific purpose why you would be on the low FODMAP diet. So if it's purely for weight loss, then it's a big no. So number three, if you're not going to do the low FODMAP diet properly, then don't do it at all because the low FODMAP diet has to be done really strictly, especially in that first 6 to 8 weeks. You need to make sure that you remove everything and you are that restrictive. And if you think, oh, I'm going out for dinner, it doesn't matter, I'll just have that. Or, you know, you don't check ingredients on something and you don't do it properly, or you actually know that there's something in it but think, oh, it's only a small amount, it's only very low down on the ingredients, it will be fine. Then you're not doing it properly, you're not doing yourself justice, and you're not even like finding out whether it works or not for you, whether it's the right diet, because you're not doing it properly. So make sure that you do it very, very properly, very strictly, be committed. If you're going on like a holiday or something and you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna start the low FODMAP diet, maybe consider starting it after you come back from holiday. Or, you know, if you've got a big party coming up, start it afterwards. Don't start it when you're like really tempted by things or, you know, you wanna have a good time. Do it afterwards because it'll make so much difference and you'll actually get to do it properly. Number four, don't do the low FODMAP diet unless you have IBS or another diagnosed reason. You need a reason to do it. I don't know why you would otherwise. And I know that a lot of the time these days, I've seen it in magazines and stuff, people are talking about the low FODMAP diet and you might think, oh, that sounds interesting. It's a diet, maybe it will work for me. I mean, unless there is a reason for you doing it, then it doesn't make sense. Unless you have like stomach discomforts and stuff like that. I mean, at first, if you have some problems, you should probably go to the doctor as a first port of call. But yeah, if you don't have that, why on earth would you do the low FODMAP diet? I wouldn't do it if I didn't need to do it. It's restrictive, it's awkward, it's not a fun thing to do. So unless you really need to do it, why would you? And number five, don't keep doing the low FODMAP diet if it's not helping you. I know that a lot of people say that it does help. I say to people, yeah, the low FODMAP diet helps me, but that doesn't mean it's gonna help everyone. nothing helps everyone. We're all different people, we all have different bodies, and for some people, the low FODMAP diet isn't the answer, and maybe you need to go back to the doctors, think about it again, reconsider. Just, you know, it doesn't matter if it doesn't help you. There are other things that might help you that maybe wouldn't have helped me. So if it's not helping, why don't you just stop now? Stop putting yourself through the grief of the low FODMAP diet and having to explain what FODMAP stands for and all that stuff. Stop it now and think about maybe something else that might help. So that's it. Those are my 5 reasons why I think you shouldn't do the low FODMAP diet. Have you got any reasons as well? Because I know a lot of you might have tried the low FODMAP diet. Maybe some of you it didn't work for. So let me know if you have any thoughts on why maybe you shouldn't do it, or have you told someone about the low FODMAP diet? Have you told them that they shouldn't do it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, because I would be very interested to hear what you have to say as well. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you very soon for more low FODMAP gut health goodies.